Hello again. This is Upside Down 911 Day, aka MLK Day. I'm going to do a recap on my Friday the 13th, which was 3 days ago, and my predictions, and I'm going to give myself a blue star for everyone I got right. Some of them are harder to get right than others, I'll admit that, but I did get some unusual stuff right. I want to point out I only used one news source. I didn't cherry pick, and honestly, whether or not you believe me, I didn't go through and look at NBC and ABC. I only checked out CBS. Of course, I didn't need to look any further also, but I got this live. You know, I'm old school. I don't do a lot of internet. This computer type stuff and social media is honestly new to me. Yeah, I have a Facebook account that I opened up. I think I use Facebook like once every other year. So anyways, this is the news broadcast I got from, you can watch this. All this stuff is real, and all this stuff is available to everybody on the internet to double check everything I say. So this is the newscast that I took. You'll see this picture here. This is CBS Weekend News. And I caught this in real time on the real live broadcast. I took pictures of it. I didn't know that they had it on the net already, but this is the broadcast that it's from, which is yesterday. Again, this is January 16th. You can see this right here. So, and you can see it up here. Happy 116 Day. And you can see it right here. One of 16 right here from the unbelievable predictions of the Hopi elders saw it coming. They said it would be announced by the speaking of 1 of 16. That's my address, by the way. And it's also 911, depending on your perspective. If you're upside down, 1116 looks just like 911.
Today, the Buffalo Bills won their wild card game against the Miami Dolphins, and Damar Hamlin, you know that name, he cheered on his team from home. The Bills safety tweeted, "My heart is with my guys as they compete," gave fans another update on how California is tackling a year of extremes. Plus, months of potty training pays off in Washington State. And meet these hard-working Huskies offering more than just a thrilling ride. As we've seen for days now, storm-battered California has been drenched by rain. In fact, trillions of gallons of water have fallen across the Golden State in the last month alone. But that won't end the state's historic drought. As CBS's Ben Tracy reports, it is helping, but the runoff is a problem.
Drought-ravaged California desperately needed rain. But this feels like too much. Rain of 3 years of historic drought.
Is this a drought buster? Is this a drought denter? Do we have any idea?
It has put us on track to have a really healthy amount of precipitation this year, maybe one of the wettest seasons on record if the storms continue. So we are getting exactly what we need to bust the drought.
3 weeks ago,
There you go.
35% of California was in extreme or exceptional drought.
So that's right after Christmas. This is from 2 days after Christmas of last year.
All of the state
this is from 6 days ago.
So
So they're not including all the rain of the last 6 days. So that picture looks a lot brighter, and the forest will be a lot greener for you out on the West Coast.
This is a good thing, even if it sometimes feels like too much of a good thing.
From the water supply perspective, this is phenomenal news.
The state's depleted reservoirs are rapidly refilling, and snow is piling up in the Sierra, crucial to the water supply during the dry spring and summer months. Snowpack is now more than 200% of normal.
We're excited about rain. We need it here in LA.
But Bruce Resnick of LA Waterkeeper says LA County needs to do a much better job of capturing stormwater when it comes. Most of it rushes down the concrete-lined LA River and gets flushed into the ocean to prevent
25-30 billion gallons.
On the CBS Weekend.
All right, that's enough of that. There's somewhere in there it says that it rained the whole entire West Coast from Washington down to Mexico. Trust me, it did. So I got blue stars up here on stuff I got right. So that was reported on Sunday. That was Sunday's news. So I got Sunday came, so I'll give that one to me. I got Deluge correct as well. I don't know if anybody else caught it, but oh, here's the desert. This was from that broadcast. You can go check it out. I'm not gonna make you watch the whole thing, but so I got desert right. And says devastating deluge. I was close. I had deluge and the desert. Man, I was close, but I did catch it on D&D right here. So I'm going to give myself a blue star for that because I still got D&D. You got devastating deluge. And again, I made that video. This is the text from the video from Friday the 13th. I'm going over and reviewing it. So they did get baptized by water. I was right on that. And blessed be the thirsty. And I got this right too. So that's the recap on that. Oh no, cancel. We'll just cancel file save. We'll keep that. We'll come back to it. So then I gotta get this down. I'll come back to that. Okay, so that's the desert. We got the deluge. We got all the stars on there. I already covered this stuff. I had it up here. Again, this is January 10th. You can see them side by side. You see how much rain was given to California. That's your blessing. That's the white buffalo blessing and a curse. So the West Coast gets relief from the drought. And this is a joke. This is as good as I am at Photoshop. This is the best I can do. So floodwaters are so strong I knocked my TV off the wall. But there are pictures of plenty of floods from Sunday too. So that's a curse. So this is a recent picture I took of myself. I already have this mask. I wear this around everywhere already when I'm out. I don't breathe the air that you guys breathe. I can't take it. It's not good for me, and it's not good for you guys either. This is an N100 filter, and you notice I look a lot like my shirt. You see this? This is the Triforce from Zelda, just like the Triforce from Zelda. I mean, anybody can put a mask on and glasses, and that's kind of the point. That'd be kind of cool if everybody did this. And you got US Tour 1978. And I was born in 1978. I'm not bullshitting you. And I wrote this in paint on the back of my shirt. And I put a blue star right here. And I did a Where's Waldo, but I'm kind of outside the picture if you know what I'm saying. So I wanted to do another shout out to Anonymous because they are so extraordinarily important, and I value the same things they value as well. So this is also what's coming on my newer videos. I was going to actually do 60 Minutes, came on right after the news, and I watched it, and I noticed there's another blue star, and it's on Earth, and I actually described it in my first video, so I got to tile that in, but rather than getting it too complicated, I'm going to break that into 2 videos. That'll probably be my next video. So that means I'm going to have to push this, the Jumpin' Jack Flash Crossfire Hurricane crossed with John of God. I'm going to have to push that one out. So far, this is the star count total. You got Kenny's Ninja Star in the first video. You got REM is a rock star, so that I count the band as 1 star. And then he's wearing a blue star, and then you got 7 hot blue stars in the Pleiades, plus this hot blue ultraviolet star 60 Minutes just ran yesterday. That's 10 stars on heaven, earth, and on the virtual world of video as far as the REM wearing the blue star. So that's all 3 worlds that I've covered. And then you gotta ask yourself, why is this happening? This is why. don't know if I have it here. Fudge. Anyways, we'll stick to the anonymous. You can see right here. You watch this video yourself. It's right here at 222 on a music video that's 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. It's the official music video right here. Right when they say raw, R-E-N spells Ren, but I'm raw, they flash this V sign. And you say, if you want to say that's a peace sign, then read the lyrics and you tell me how peaceful this song is. But we'll play it real quick. So, and this is spelled wrong. This is R-A, not R-A-W. But they both pronounce the same. See? So we got this problem. You killed off 70% of the wildlife that was here 50 years ago. We're not even talking like how much has died in the last 200 years. We're talking since 1972. So since 1972, you killed off 70% of the animal life that's not like part of your food chain. And that's a problem. So anyways, I don't know where my solar bark is. I thought I had it up here. Oh, here it is. Oh. So anyways, just like this says, in times like this, I come back and to help usher mankind through these transitions, we'll call them. So what are these transitions? You got Newton. He estimated, and this Newton was also the guy in the last video. And I use him because he's one of the smartest human beings have ever produced. He invented calculus. He came up with the theory of gravity. He's not like the rest of you. So you want to listen to people who are much, 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 much smarter than you, and to be good for you. He estimated the world would reset, and I like the word reset too. I've used that since I was a teenager, in 2060. And what he means by reset, calculate 2060 as the date the modern world would end. So, and people say, oh, well, people have been predicting the end of the world since the beginning of time. What they don't appreciate is the people predicting the end of the world right before Rome fell. For the Romans, that was the end of their world. Remember, they went into the Dark Ages for for 1,000 years. And the Byzantine Empire and Constantinople rose to power. But for the Romans, it was all over. And every time the Black Plague rolled through Europe, which was 4 times, and what people don't appreciate is it wasn't like COVID was or has been so far. Those waves, there were 4 waves, and they lasted for over a period of centuries. And one single wave of the Black Death lasted 50 years through Europe. We're talking a big deal. So when people were saying the end was right around the corner and the sky was falling and you guys need to get ready for some shit because it's about to go down, they were right, but they don't get the credit for it. Nobody gives them the credit. They just say, oh, the world didn't end because half the people survived. I mean, yeah. So anyways, MIT came up with that predicts the end of the world, and it wasn't even supposed to predict it. It was supposed to be a global model of sustainability, but it says that the world will end roughly about 2040, depending on this and that. And this one, what's neat about this is it also predicted mileposts that we would be going through, and kind of like gates. And so this will happen by this time, and this will happen. And for the most part, it's predicted. It didn't just say, well, it'll end. It'll say it'll start falling apart like this, and the wheels will come off. And then you'll lose. Imagine you're driving a bus. It's and then the brakes will fail, and then there'll be a sharp turn in the road, and then one wheel will fall off, and then you're going to go off the freaking cliff. That's kind of how it's based. That's how this thing says it. So basically, the wheels come off, the brakes don't work. You can see the federal government's completely bankrupt. Our deficit is $30 trillion, I believe. That's 3 times the gross domestic product. And back when I was a teenager, Ross Perot ran on the fact that the debt was out of control. And back then it was only $7 trillion. So it's way higher than that. I don't know what it's 30 trillion now, and it was 7 trillion. That's a lot. And it was way too high at 7 trillion. Just like Oh man. So, anyways, back to Blue Star and back to 60 Minutes. Came on right after that news broadcast. And this is described, I'll get to this in my next video.
This is the first time I'm seeing it.
This is the world's first look at what's left of the target that was blasted last
There you
month
go.
in a history-making
And I'm describing this thing to you
fusion reaction.
2.5 months ago.
Or Edison's light bulb. The explosion
Like things come in pairs.
was
Like
hotter than
that,
the sun.
It was hot.
and they're also like signs, they're like mirrors of each other. So, anyways, you want to check it out, you can go to my very first video, start at 11:16, because that's what's down here. It's really only 15 seconds fast. And that I go into describing the blue star and the ultraviolet star and how powerful it is and how it's hot. So I definitely recommend checking that out. And thanks for watching, I guess. I think this is going to wrap it up. I did want to tie that into 2 videos. I wasn't expecting to break this into 2 videos, but we'll close out with that. I don't know if you noticed the infinity effect behind me. I like that. So, thanks for watching. And I got my first subscriber, so thanks to you too. I'll keep the magic rolling as long as people are watching. Thanks. Bye.